Hey, speaking of the honey, I just want to show you. I thought I was going to bring you guys some just so you can take a look at some of the differences that I was talking about, the floral differences and whatnot.
Awesome.
So, you guys know what buckwheat is, like flour or whatnot?
Yeah, buckwheat flour. Yeah.
Well, this is
Buckwheat flour,
buckwheat
that's-
honey.
Okay,
And
that's
this is
So that would be gluten free then.
this is canola honey. So you see how different it is? And you see this stuff is already pretty well hardened up. And you see this is from like a bunch of wildflowers. Now should harden, but it should be darker than this stuff, but not quite as dark as that. And they all taste pretty well different. Then again, this stuff is like canola honey tends to crystallize really quick. So it's never gonna it might in a couple of years there, but it'll stay like that indefinitely, and I have no worries.
that's super cool. I believe it was the canola one that I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice sweet taste. This stuff is more bitter and like
Okay, I have never actually heard of buckwheat honey and that combination.
it's way different. It's way different tasting. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
What's your preference?
My favorite one, well, this stuff is nice and bitter. Can't not like this stuff. Like this is preferably kind of my favorite stuff. The wildflower stuff, I think it's nice and rich, especially when it's nice and when it's crystallized, but it doesn't get nearly as hard. Like you can put a knife through it pretty easily. And it just it's like butter.
Nice.
So I could talk about it for days. And then my dad went to Mexico and he brought back some honey from Mexico from different plants and stuff. And the taste there is just way different. There's some stuff that's even darker than this. It's like black almost. And then there's some lighter stuff.
Black honey.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And then you get all these floral differences. And I find it just so interesting. So I got all these honeys everywhere and you're trying them all. And crazy taste, yeah. Like if you want to try some, have a little, I don't know, dollop for your finger or whatever.
I can go
go ahead, dig in there.
Let's do this live taste test right now.
And Riley, for some reason, brought 20 spoons.
You know what? I just grabbed a handful because I was like, everybody might want their own and whatever. So let's,
I guess, fair enough. Whatever.
Go ahead.
Unless
I am
we want to
getting
share
sick,
germs.
So, yeah.
So buckwheat honey is going first.
Yeah.
Bring this sucker over here.
Yeah.
That is
Different, way different, eh?
different. I like that.
Ooh, there's a smell. It reminds me of beer.
You'll
Just
see
the
right
smell.
away. It's something got body. I don't know how to explain it. I've just loved it.
That is pretty good, though. I like
Yeah.
that. I guess, yeah, I mean, we shouldn't cross-contaminate.
Whatever. You guys will
So,
have them anyways. These
It's
will be
got like a
yours.
molassesy taste to
yeah,
it a little bit
that's,
too.
That could be said. Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
That's an interesting because it's still really
yeah.
sweet. It's you get that hint of bitterness, but I think it's funny to be like, you can use honey in different ways. Like, I don't know. I relate it to the fact that I
really
build
like
a
this one.
playlist. I build a playlist for every different type of activity or
Yeah.
thing that I'm doing, and it's like maybe there's a honey for every little injury. You
I
know,
think
you might
so.
have little
this stuff's
cravings.
super good on toast. I'd say this stuff's good on coffee. I don't know. There's just, to me, they tell you something else. Something's different right on each of these.
Try
So,
this one
Like
then.
try that one. You'll be like, oh, it's a different sweetness, and that's what I like about it. Like
really
right
like
now,
that one.
it's kind of one thing that drives me. Like I'm gonna find different
yeah.
different patches of flowers, and we'll see how the flavors come out, and we'll see every yard is a bit different year after year.
Well, and so this is the one that was used with
Those energy
the
bites,
oats to
probably.
make the energy bites.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so this was the one that I had, and what was I gonna say about it? No, but like this is what I would say. Like a typical honey is what I would like,
For sure. This is
what you're used to tasting. But I felt like it was like that perfect natural sweetness to cook or bake with, like to
Yeah,
put in
exactly.
things and to use that natural sweetness. I actually did it in a couple of recipes. I wish I would remember which ones, but so I have a little bit of a philosophy on food that I was talking about with somebody yesterday at an 80s dance night. So it was, great
good
times.
heart to heart. Yeah.
Good heart to heart. But I almost have an Eastern philosophy on food because they talk about balancing different aspects. So the sweetness, the saltiness, the savory. And so this is like the perfect thing to throw in those sweet dishes where it's like, whether it's like melt on top of something, maybe make, and I sometimes mix both on a certain thing. I like hot honey things. So even throwing that on chicken wings and stuff too.
Yes, that's so good.
A little sriracha honey or whatever it is, or a little bit of Tabasco in there too.
I actually did that last night with some chicken thighs. I put some honey on there.
Yeah, I do that quite often too.
I put it was actually the blueberry honey I was talking about. I put on there, which was an interesting taste on chicken.
Blueberry honey
Blueberry
on
honey.
chicken.
I actually really
Interesting.
liked it.
We need like a palate refresher or something.
And
you
water,
know?
yeah, I don't know.
I-
And then
I
this
guess I
stuff
got-
is wildflowers. Like this is probably in the area where I have, say, my favorite hives. Like there's a mix of all sorts of stuff. Like it's pretty well like
Oh yeah.
untouched country.
The coffee was, I was thinking in the same way that you do when you're different fragrances.
Yeah.
When you try
just
out
all
different
over the
colognes,
microphone here.
it's like take the bitterness. Like you smell the
on.
coffee beans. So in the same way to have like a little sip of coffee.
Well, I like
cleanse the palate.
Here,
I like to always give it a good whiff when I'm like, when I'm going through it, and it kind of okay.
There we go.
You can totally just
Double
taste it.
double.
I just don't want to
spooning.
get it all over the microphone.
But are you the big spoon or the little spoon, Jace? I think you're always,
always
the
the
big
big
spoon,
spoon.
even if you're even if you're trying to play the little spoon.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah,
It's a lot smoother.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Wow.
So it's like all three of them different, but it's weird.
So
that way.
unique to just all the
I'm, like,
different
lip smacking into
characteristics
my-
that
Yeah.
you get from all of them. Is there such thing as a honey connoisseur? Is that or a sommelier, a honey sommelier?
You could. What have I just done? In a way.
Well, funny enough, one of the podcasts I listened to, they've had on a water sommelier, and I thought that was the silliest thing because it's like, oh, it's just water. But the only one that the time that I actually kind of buy into the different varieties of water was being in Fiji and drinking Fiji water, and it actually has high levels of silica, so that's what makes it taste really, really smooth. Like it almost tastes jelly as opposed to. And it gives it a smooth texture as opposed to like some water you can taste the sediment like in still waters and things too. So in a similar way, it's like you could have those different characteristics. Like I bet you could have somebody with so advanced that they like could tell the region that this was from, the wildflowers that you use.
Yeah, you
and
could definitely tell the flowers. You'd be like,